You're watching the Lawrence Television Network live from the Orient Hotel, and Colleen Gregoire from United Way is with us. United Way of Douglas County.
Yes.
I remember, and this is where I'm going to date myself and every one of my gray hairs, when United Way was United Torch. Years and years and years ago, and this was my first experience with fundraising as a 5-year-old child in kindergarten, having to do bake sales and car washes and fundraisers to move the mercury and the needle on our United Torch. And then sometime, this was in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
And then sometime in the late 70s, United Torch became United Way,
Right.
and the rest is history.
Right.
Yeah.
Here in Lawrence, it was the Community Fund.
Okay.
Started in 1946 or 47. I can't remember exactly which, but kind of a post-war effort to help folks in our community.
Now, was it a local community fund, or
Yes.
did it have national overtones?
No, I think it was pretty local.
Okay. And
And
when did it make the transition to being
then it became the
national?
United Fund,
Okay.
and that was, I think, I really don't remember the exact date,
Yeah.
but and it was that for 10, 15 years, and then it became United Way.
So
and that
for-
became the United Fund was a national effort, I believe.
Okay. So for people who want to know, what is the purpose of United Way? What do you do in a nutshell? What would you say?
Right. United Way, basically, we bring together the people and the expertise who have the know-how to get things done and address real issues in our community. We go beyond fundraising. That United Way is known for having that fall campaign.
Right.
But we really work all year round with our community partners, bringing everyone together to talk about the issues at hand and how we can get people to work together.
We live in a community here in Douglas County where, on a per capita basis, I have never seen as many nonprofits as there are. More than 200, as you mentioned off camera.
Right.
Tell me, how does that affect the ability to fundraise when there are so many hands reaching into the community pot?
That makes it a challenge because there are a lot of these organizations that have very specialized niche programs, and that's sort of an easy sell to the passions of a donor. United Way is a little more complicated because we do fund about 30 different agencies that do a lot of different stuff. Your one gift to United Way really can help with our 3 goal areas of education, health, and self-sufficiency. But it's a lot to explain.
Now, can you make a directed donation to the United Way?
Yes.
Okay.
You can give to United Way, and I always encourage people to, if they love the Ballard Center, I would rather that they gave their money to
Directly to the Ballard Center?
No, actually directly to our self-sufficiency goal.
Oh, okay.
Because Ballard is an amazing partner in that work group. Ballard, along with some other agencies, they're providing great affordable early child care.
You bet.
But they're also providing case management. They're helping people get through the crisis of needing emergency food, and shelter, and rent and utility assistance. But then they're not just saying, see ya. They're inviting those people back. They're sitting them down and saying, what's the problem?
Right.
Let's set some goals to make your life better. And they do that with the help of United Way funds. And so if the public really wants to help the agencies that are working with other agencies to provide wraparound services, wraparound case management, counseling for these individuals that just need a hand up, the dollars going through United Way are the best way to do that.
Now, is there ever a thought of consolidating some of the nonprofits whose mission or goals or service areas overlap?
Right, and there has been an interesting consolidation that just happened within the last 6 months. Some of your listeners might have about that in the news, where Douglas County AIDS product,
Douglas County AIDS Task Force
program.
DCAP.
Okay,
That's
we
right.
don't know it's DCAP.
It's
oh
DCAP,
my.
right.
Okay, they kind of dissolved, and the programs that they were offering were absorbed by the health department,
Correct.
which has that flow of people coming in, so they can easily get the test for HIV.
Right.
And healthcare access program is also helping out, providing some other programs for those clients who are suffering from that.
And that was a consolidation that made sense.
Right.
Do you foresee more of that as time goes on?
Possibly.
I know it has to be difficult to comment on that because everybody wants to be the one that stays, not the one that's absorbed.
Right. Although I love Jeremy Farmer with Just Food because he says he would love to be out of business.
Yes, isn't that the best? He says his mission is to become unemployed. So that's great.
Then get everybody, food stabilized.
Right.
So it's those kinds of stories that I think we can get to, but it takes a team to do that. And United Way is sort of the coach bringing these players together to form those teams that help the community as a whole, instead of each agency waving their own flag.
Now you have a building, and was the building a former school?
The building was a former nursing home.
Former nursing home.
Right.
Okay.
It's over on Ridge Court, 2518 Ridge Court. And
how many different nonprofits are in that building?
we have 21 different nonprofits. There are about 6 of them that are funded by United Way, but the other agencies are independent. And,
Right. So
but
if somebody ever lost their way, that'd be a great building to start at.
It is a great place to come. Yeah, there are a lot of referrals and collaborations going on under our roof, and it's just a great place to be for a nonprofit. It's also very affordable rent for the nonprofits, and we provide other assets such as meeting rooms and just different services.
Absolutely. So 2015 is around the corner. What's number one on the agenda for United Way of Douglas County?
Oh gosh. Well, as I mentioned before, we've got a lot of work to do in our 3 goal areas of education, health, and self-sufficiency. It's a long process for making sure that every kid is ready to succeed in school when they enter kindergarten. That's one of our big goals, and that will affect graduation rates down the road. With self-sufficiency, I can tell you, we really are trying to get more case management for these people, more counseling, so that they really know where to go on their own instead of always having to come to an agency for help on a regular basis. And in the health arena, there's great partnerships happening so that people that don't have insurance and are lost in that medical arena have some good direction to go and help to get the wellness programs that they need, preventative services, so they're not going to the ER for their health care.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and really, the health department has actually been a wonderful partner at our table, talking with our funded agencies about how to address that.
And next week you're going to hear about an award that the health department has won for Douglas County, and we will have them on lawrencehits.com on Monday morning. Colleen from United Way, thanks for being with us. We are live from Schmooza Palooza at the Orient Hotel. You're watching the Lawrence Television Network on lawrencetv.tv.